I'm just wondering what band you've come here to see today.
Nirvana?
Definitely Nirvana. Nirvana.
Nirvana, of course.
Definitely Nirvana.
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 Today we're looking at Nirvana's tour they did in Australia in early 1992. In fact, unbelievably it may seem, it was Nirvana's only tour of Australia that they ever did. All in all, the band played 11 shows from the 24th of January up until February the 7th. The first few concerts went smoothly, but within a week, Kurt was suffering from stomach pain, forcing the cancellation of dates. Desperate for a solution, he went to an Australian doctor who specialized in rock bands. I was taken to a doctor at the advice of my management, who gave me Ficeptone, Kurt wrote in his journal. The pills seemed to work better than anything else I've tried. Nirvana were booked for the Australian tour back in '91 while they were still a relatively underground band. So a lot of the venues that they were originally booked to play were quite small in size. However, by the time they got to Australia with the release of Nevermind, they were now hugely popular worldwide. So those smaller size venues were now changed to much larger venues. Nirvana's first gig on their Australian tour was on January 24th, 1992 at the Phoenician Club, with the Melbourne band The Meanies being the opening act that night. And it was the next day on January the 25th where history was made, because that was the first ever big day out.
Chris, is there any way you can explain to us how Nevermind has exploded internationally like a grass fire?
Can't explain it. It just kind of happened, you know. It was just popular people power.
The Big Day Out was a massive music festival that ran annually for many years, sporting the biggest names in music from all around the world. And this is where it all kicked off here back in Sydney, Australia in 1992. And Nirvana was right there to take part. It would be the band's only festival date of the tour, and they played alongside the Violent Femmes, which was a band that Nirvana admitted that they pretty much grew up on. While in Australia, Nirvana conducted an interview with radio station Triple J. However, the interview had not gone so well, and Jen Oldershaw, who actually conducted the interview, said it was such a train wreck that she just erased the entire thing afterward. But thankfully, a die-hard Nirvana fan had recorded it from the radio.
You toured pretty extensively over the end of last year. How did that get to you? Did you get really tired towards the end of it? I know your voice sort of suffered from it.
People were saying that we were getting uptight and pissed off and cranky, but they
Well, to heck with them!
To heck with them. For fooey.
Can't imagine you boys getting uptight or cranky. What do
you mean by that?
I said I can't imagine it at all.
Crikey.
What did you do over your month break?
What?
What did you do over your month break?
I slept the whole time. I ate.
Chris, what did you do apart from make noises under your arms?
I learned new armpit jokes.
Oh, that's good.
I perfected my magician act, magic act.
You're supposed to be a musician, not a magician.
Not a magician, right. I'm a championship diver and a professional photographer. And in my spare time, I do horseback riding and cake decorating.
While on tour in Australia on January the 27th, Nirvana released their EP, Hormoaning. This was a 6-track EP and was released in Australia and Japan only during the band's tour there, as Nirvana would tour Japan after their tour of Australia. And the EP came with 2 distinct covers, one for Australia and one for Japan.
Kind of a sick system. Just, they came up with this tag, alternative music, you know, because traditionally in rock and roll, the new movements would come up and knock the old guys off the top, you know, and it'd just be the new happening thing, because rock and roll is constantly recreating itself. Well, this new movement was coming up, and so instead of knocking the old guard off, they just labeled it alternative, and it just kind of moved to the side. Well, now it's starting to run parallel with the old stuff, so I think it's going to move over and knock it off the precipice.
All in all, the band covered the territories: Sydney, Gold Coast, Brisbane, Adelaide, Melbourne, and Canberra. It was their one and only Australian tour, and the fans sure loved what they saw, with sold-out venues and bulging crowd sizes at their shows, with many fans lined up outside who couldn't get in. Sadly, it was just a one-time thing, but something that the Australian fans will never forget. So there it goes for another Nirvana memory. Thanks heaps for tuning in, guys. Be sure to leave us a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also consider becoming a channel member. There's more information on that down below. We'll catch you next time.